load earlier this week, and Luka had what he had going on. To see LeBron like that in the fourth quarter, what did that mean?
Well, I really thought his play throughout the game gave us such a lift. One of the things that he did extremely well tonight was screen, and using his gravity to create an advantage either for the handler or getting behind, roller behind, and then playing out of that. So, he certainly scored the basketball, made some huge shots down the stretch, but really on a night when Austin didn't have it, and Luka clearly, with all the travel he's had this week, wasn't at necessarily his best scoring the basketball, still did a lot of great stuff for us and ended up with a triple-double. LeBron was like our connector tonight. The second action stuff was huge.
All around defensively, scheme and everything else, was that one of your better defensive efforts? Feel like of late?
Yeah, I felt like we did a decent job of executing schemes outside of some fouls with Embiid, and not the ISO fouls. We did a fairly good job there. There was the Adu closeout twice with Jackson on the greens, where we just got our hands in there, and that's just something that we had emphasized. But the ISO stuff we did well. And then the two times in the first half where we didn't execute our pick and roll coverage with Maxey, he hits 2 threes. The other one was off like a scramble situation. So to then, we give up 60 points in the first half, and then to come back in the second half and defend the way we did was awesome. And I thought DA in particular led on that end of the floor for us. We just talked about it in the locker room. He did a ton of stuff. He was in drop, being disruptive. He was getting loose balls. He was blocking shots. He was switching on to Maxey. Just whatever we needed him to do on that end of the floor in the second half, he was great.
JJ, is this sort of an example of the luxury that you guys have offensively when it comes to just sort of individual greatness? That, like, to your point earlier, it's just sort of like, it's okay. It's not Austin's night. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not Luke's night.
Yeah. And I think the growth that we've had and we can still get better with is we want you to play your game. We want you to recognize that. But some nights, we played through LeBron a lot in the second half tonight. Down the stretch, we played through him. And so the unselfishness to just, hey, the ball swings to me and I got to close out, or the ball swings to me and I can shoot it, great. But there's no need to force it. I thought AR did a good job of touching the paint tonight and just some shots, those, non-paint twos that he's really good at and has shot really well. They just didn't get in the rim tonight.
Necessarily care about your resume when you play a new game. Is it a night like this, do you feel like it's good for LeBron at this stage of his career and good for the group, kind of to reestablish and see again?
I don't think LeBron needs confidence, but but it's a fair question because I do think it's important to be reminded every now and then of what you're capable of. And for him to have the injuries and then to sort of start the season playing catch-up in a way, and start the season playing catch-up with a team that is also in a really good rhythm. And that's, as a player, I don't care how good you are, that's tough to figure out. So tonight was super important, Dave.
To finish this road trip, now 2-1 on this trip, like, what impressed you the most about the way you guys played and you guys bounced back in this game to finish on a high note?
Yeah, the concern coming into this game was our defense and whether or not we could defend these guys and get enough stops, and we did that, so that was great. I would say, again, we're now 23 games into the season, and I felt like in most of those games, there have been moments where we could break. And we talk about bending but not breaking all the time. And that was another example tonight where we're down in the first half. We're down by 10, right, with under a minute to go in the second quarter. The way that group came out to start the third, and then the way the group played when it was just AR and Bron, the ball movement, the passing, all of that stuff, there's a lot that we can build on with that.
It's the first time in 8 years that the Lakers win a game in this arena, and it was under your command. How do you feel right now about this win, and what do you think was the main thing that made this win possible?
Well, yeah, they reminded me of that loss. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but we did not do a good job with our shell principles on that play. And Brandon Ingram hit a wide open game-winning three. I didn't realize that it had been that long since the Lakers had won. And I don't, for me, it's more about, establishing what we're trying to do as a group. And we talked about it pregame in our meeting right before they went out for warm-ups. This is really the first time the whole group's been together in a week. And I think it's important that we recognize that and we go out and try to finish the road trip the right way. And the guys did that. Thank you.